are cities that reveal themselves slowly. Baku does something different. It appears first as a contradiction, and then, little by little, that contradiction becomes its identity. Modern Baku is not a city that erased its past. It built around it. It framed it. It illuminated it. It placed the medieval city beside the skyline and allowed both to exist in the same photograph. That is what makes Baku so fascinating. For centuries, Baku was shaped by its geography and by oil. The Caspian Sea gave it routes, trade, wind, and movement. The land beneath it gave it fire and energy. Azerbaijan has long been associated with natural flames, gas, and ancient fire worship, and that symbolism still appears in the city's modern architecture. Nowhere is that more visible than in the flame towers. Rising above the city, the three towers look like enormous glass flames frozen in the skyline. By day, they are elegant and reflective. By night, they become a performance. Their facades come alive with LED displays, turning the towers into moving symbols of fire, national identity, and modern ambition. Azerbaijan's official tourism site notes that the towers symbolize the eternal fires that made Baku an ancient center of fire worship, and that their facades use around 10,000 LED lights at night. From Highland Park, the view is unforgettable. Below you, the city stretches toward the Caspian Sea. You see the old city, the boulevard, the waterfront, the towers, the port, the avenues, and the layers of history. It is one of the best places to understand Baku visually. The city is not one thing. It is a composition. The Baku Boulevard is where many of these identities meet. This long seaside promenade is one of the city's most pleasant public spaces. Families walk here in the evening. Children ride bikes. Couples take photos. Locals sit facing the water. Tourists move slowly, trying to capture both the sea and the skyline. It is not just a walkway. It is Baku's living room beside the Caspian. In Baku, the boulevard gives the city a sense of openness. The Caspian is always present, sometimes calm, sometimes windy, sometimes silver, sometimes dark blue. The city does not hide from the water. It performs beside it. But modern Baku is not only about famous landmarks. It is also about transformation. One of the most ambitious examples is Baku White City, a major urban redevelopment project on former industrial land east of the city center. The project represents Baku's effort to turn areas associated with heavy industry into new residential, commercial, and public districts. Its very name, White City, signals a desire for renewal, cleanliness, and a different urban future. That is one of the deeper stories of Baku. The city that was once heavily shaped by oil is now trying to redefine what comes after oil. It is still an energy capital, but it also wants to be a cultural capital, a tourism capital, a regional business hub, and a place where architecture announces progress. Walking through modern Baku, you notice how carefully the city uses visual contrast. The stone of the old city is warm and textured. The new buildings are smooth, reflective, and illuminated. Soviet-era structures still appear in the urban fabric. Luxury boutiques and cafes sit near older neighborhoods. Wide roads and monumental spaces alternate with intimate streets and quiet courtyards. This is not always seamless. Like many cities that transform quickly, Baku can feel staged in some places and deeply authentic in others. But that tension is part of the experience. Modern Baku is not a museum city. It is a city still editing itself. At night, the transformation becomes even more dramatic. The city lights up. The flame towers glow above the hills. The boulevard becomes a ribbon of movement. Buildings reflect on polished surfaces. This is when Baku feels most cinematic. It has the atmosphere of a city between East and West, between Europe and Asia, between memory and ambition. It is not fully one or the other, and that is exactly what makes it compelling. Modern Baku is also a city of confidence. You feel it in the scale of its avenues. You feel it in the museums. You feel it in the architecture. You feel it in the way the skyline has been designed to be recognized. The flame towers were designed as three curving flame-shaped towers, each with a different function: residential, hotel, and office space. The project was intended to connect Azerbaijan's ancient reverence for fire with contemporary urban life and growth. That symbolic connection is key. Baku's modernity is not random. It repeatedly returns to fire, light, movement, and the Caspian. These are not only decorative ideas. They are part of the city's self-image. And today, Baku stands as one of the most visually surprising capitals in the region. A city where the medieval wall and the futuristic tower are not enemies, but neighbors. Modern Baku is a city of curves and flames, wind and stone, memory and ambition. It is a place where the Caspian Sea meets the future, and where the future, instead of arriving quietly, lights up the skyline.